Welcome back, operator.
Only one per Tenno. Don't get greedy.
Tenno, you will make an excellent hunter.
Thank you for returning to me, operator.
I'm sorry, how much Endo? This is Dan, a lone Tenno with a quest to defeat the Murmur. I'm Nick Engineer, let's go 0 to hero. Okay, it's been a hot minute, but the Kome video is done, so let's return to Dan.
Tenno, you will
Ooh.
make an excellent hunter.
Now, Affinity Booster, that is very welcome. But that login reward was absolutely huge earlier. I am at 1,260 Endo on top of the credits we've got. This is going to be absolutely brilliant because it means we can put a lot more effectiveness into our weapons and a Warframe. What I want to do with that is most notably get onto buffing up the Warframe. Continuity, giving us ability duration, is going to allow things like speed to last so much longer, and it's also going to make discharge more effective. So let's get some ability duration onto this right now with those resources. Now, if I go all the way out on this, a 30%, that is going to use up half my credits and nearly all of my Endo. That is absolutely not okay. But if we only go to 20%, we're still getting a significant increase at a fraction of the overall cost, and that is plenty affordable. I want to do that. What we can do is we can take off this 7.5% ability range, because that's not really doing a lot for us right now. A little tiny bit of ability range and a little tiny bit of ability strength isn't actually making much of a difference, which means we now have the space to pop this onto here and to upgrade that to the 28 meters I was looking for. Continuity can sneak into this spot as well, and we still have space left over. In fact, I'm just going to bring back the Intensify. It works out best for us this way around, and seeing as we have the capacity, let's upgrade the Intensify just 2 pips, bring it from 6 to 8, which means in its slot it'll come up from 3 to 4. We can do similar with things like the Paris here. So Paris, we can upgrade Serration. Kunai, we can do the same, and Hornet Strike is the universal damage mod here. It's on a polarity as well. We could go all the way up to 100%, but I think for the 300 Endo cost right now is exorbitant. So we'll just go to 3 pips for an 80% increase. Upgrading mods is far more powerful than putting on multiple mods in the majority of cases. So, without any further delay, let's get this Mastery rank up done. Now, when it comes to Mastery rank up, you can practice them before going in, because you can only attempt it properly once per day. But we're just going to go straight in, as it's only Mastery rank 1. If I screw this up, I might as well delete my channel.
Prove yourself with your primary weapon.
That I'll very easily do, given we have just upgraded it. And it appears there is a little bit of a graphical bug. We'll overlook that for now. The bug just shows you that this is recent. I didn't record this 20 years ago. You know it must be new. Now, I'm trying to aim for the headshots on some of these, because headshots will bypass their shield gating and allow the full damage to apply. Whereas if you don't hit a weak spot, then they'll get, I think, 95% damage reduction on the damage that would bypass their shields. So if you want to kill them outright, aim for the weak spot. Not only do you get the bonus damage, but they are more likely to just perish outright. Whereas that one I did not hit the shot. The graphical bug is not making that easy to tell. But there we are.
Performance. This test is now complete.
That gives us Mastery rank 1. This is a very important process to go through every moment that you can, because higher Mastery rank gives you access to different weapons. It also gives you access to increased standing limit, base mod capacity. This is how much mod capacity you have on a weapon or Warframe that is brand new or recently formed. Extra Void Trace storage, that'll come up later. It also unlocks further parts of the game in general. And with this, we have ourselves an Initiative Mastery slate. We can find a place to pop that. I think I'm going to line the edges here with them. Now if we check that there. Yep. I am satisfied with the placement of that one. Now we had something pop up there as well. Let's talk about what we just saw on our screen, because that was Nora Knight and Nightwave. When you play through the game, you'll unlock challenges or complete challenges set by Nora Knight here. These challenges are basically Warframe's Battle Pass. It's completely free, you can't buy the levels, it is entirely a result of you just playing the game. We're at 1,000 standing here, out of the 10,000 needed for our first rank up, because we've just completed Place 1 Decoration in your Orbiter. We have got a variety of challenges, including Act Locked. To unlock the Steel Path, complete all nodes on the star charts. This one here is specifically requesting that we get onto Steel Path in order to complete it, but all the rest of them technically are attainable, although we haven't done the quest to access this. We haven't done anywhere near the quest to access this. Corrosive damage we need the mods for, and deploying a glyph while on a mission would need to figure out what a glyph is. For the glyph, I think there's only one correct glyph, and for that, I'm going to go to the market. We want to redeem a code, which is actually over here. Look Engineer. Ta-da! To apply that glyph, we're going to go into Profile, Glyph, sort by owned, and there we go. We need to go into the arsenal, go to our gear wheel, and into an empty slot, I'm just going to pick number 1, we can select our glyph prism. Now that we've completed all those little bits of messing around at the start here, I think it's about time that we get cracking on with some more missions and quests. We have unlocked a few nodes on the start of Earth here. We have gone all the way through E Prime, Mariana, Mantle, Gaia, Cambria, and I've also done a lift defense mission. We're heading our way towards Venus Junction, but it says here, complete quest Sire's Vigil. We've already done Vor's Prize, we've already ranked up a mod, but we must complete that quest in order to allow us to access this junction and to get all the rewards it's showing at the bottom there. As those are some very important rewards, let's indeed follow this quest. Talk to Konzu and Cetus on Earth to acquire the quest. Let's go speak to Konzu. Please ignore the occasional NPC that may look like they have a player name on them. We know we are actually alone. There are just some named NPCs, yes.
Swazdullah, Offworlder. Interested in working for me? Gotta prove yourself first. Head out on the plains and show me what you can do. You're my go-to Tenno. Make him go away, yeah?
Interesting that we are his go-to Tenno when we've only just got here.
All your work has led to this. Take out as many Grineer as you can.
That we can absolutely do. Let's head on in.
Spotted. Strike fast and take out as many as you can.
We are going to take out that drone as well, so that the ones they summon in are not going to be from drop pods as much. Might be considered outside the zone. Nope, we got them all. That's fine.
Almost feel sorry.
Bounty complete, and we picked up a redirection mod. That's a shame. We already have that mod, but it is Endo to us. Credits acquired. We also picked up a melee prowess mod, which we already had, so again that'll melt down into Endo or credits. You may find that general advice for new players is to suggest not to melt down mods for credits, only for Endo, because credits are supposedly so much easier to obtain. This is true once you are good at handling the index. However, prior to that, credits are needed for so many blueprints, for so many overall purposes, that you often find that credits can be a limiting factor. So do not feel bad about selling mods for credits rather than Endo, but if you do have access to the index, if you do have a way of gathering credits at a good rate, you may wish to consider farming the credits rather than selling mods.
Have you met Saya? Lives on the outskirts of Cetus. See? Here's the three of us. Me, Anko, and headstrong Saya. They were happy. Until he disappeared. Saya's about to do something rash. Talk to her, eh?
Okay, sounds like we actually have got a bit of a diplomatic moment. And here was me making a joke of it last time. Oh wow, I am definitely in the company of NPC newbies. Let me see what I can find.
I'll signal you when you're out on the plains.
I'm getting strange readings from the cave at my waypoint. Smash that drill and go inside.
Ah, I remember that cave. Onko and I used to shelter there. Rock slide sealed it off years
Well,
ago.
one dagger did it.
I hope he's not.
Onko? Onko! He should be here. By the Onam, is that coffer his? It
Oh dear.
bears Uncle's mark. It must be important.
Tenno, return to your orbiter so we can get it open.
Oh. Lotus does not know what it is. And extraction, strangely enough, is over here. Okay, now seriously? Why can't we do this normally?
We need to rebuild the glass.
A new strategy then, Tenno. Sending codex scanners to your inbox.
In the inbox, you said? Yep, we have ourselves a codex scanner. So we'll need to head on over to the arsenal to equip that. Let's fast travel to arsenal. Go to our gear wheel. And we'll pop that onto slot number 5. As that one I've just gotten used to as being the one. Now, what I can do, instead of running all the way over there, is instead use these blink pads to travel to. This one should get me nice and close.
But only you
By holding M, we open up the large map, which allows me to see those.
believe this.
And now we've cut the distance down by 500 meters.
No, I had nothing.
Let codex scanner, hold Q. Yep. Or I can use the keybind I've set, numpad 5.
Equip your codex scanner and search the area.
Another glass shard.
That's it. We have everything we came for. Get to extraction. I've tracked some off-world shipments to a galleon in orbit. Heck may be guarding any key shards he's found up there.
So we can continue to board Hex Cannon, but before we do that, I had some difficulty in spotting the enemies on the planes there. They are well camouflaged, and that does make it a little bit harder to survive in general, and to kill them. But we can fix that. You see, for those of you who are not as good at spotting things like that, like myself, we can go into the accessibility settings. We can head on down to enemy highlights. By putting on an enemy highlight, we can have them outlined to make them stand out in various environments. That will make it easier to spot them as we go through these next missions, especially as the galleons can often be a little bit on the darker side.
My scans are being blocked. I can't detect any shards.
Look how much easier it is to pinpoint them now. And now we need to crack open the vault. Now this particular vault, you could go off and around all the traps and whatnot that may be around there, but the easiest way to do it is to simply jump up here. And as long as you don't get stuck on that, you'll find yourself on top where one glass panel is broken. Drop in, and you are right at the vault. Although here it doesn't want us to hack the console, it wants us to scan the shard. With that, we have picked up an interesting couple of items. These are 2 brand new mods to us. Diamond Skin, which gives us radiation damage resistance, an absolutely terrible mod. And Grim Fury, a stance mod for sparring weapons, of which we have none so far. So they are brand new, and both of them basically without use to us right now.
I think I know where we should look. Doha, Doha. While it is dark, the Grenier won't be there.
Let us locate the final fragment whilst the Grenier shouldn't be there. That means there'll be no hostility from anything we encounter.
Krunameta. The Eidolons are all that remains of the great sentient destroyed here. If you see one, don't fight it. You can only run.
Yeah, so we can see it has a grey health bar, which means it's invulnerable, and it's level 50. And here we have a very suspicious rock we can move. Oh, I'm stood on it. But with that, Sire's Vigil, the quest is complete, and we have a couple inbox messages. You now have Gara's base blueprint, but to build any Warframe you must also acquire additional component blueprints. The components are the chassis, systems, and new optics. Complete bounties for Konzu to earn them for Gara. We have that there. We don't have any of the pieces built so far, for obvious reasons, and we don't have any of the Orokin cells it requires. But that is fine. We also appear to have a message from the business.
Greetings from Fortuna. Word of good deeds travels quickly. I do hope you will visit Venus soon.
I do suppose we should visit Venus soon, so let us see how we get there. Well, having done Sire's Vigil, we now have everything we need to attempt the Venus Junction, and to get all of the rewards it is offering to us, 9 rewards in total. Well, that's ominous. It is time to gain access. And we face a Vault Spectre. Okay. Well, Vault Spectre, how do you like a headshot? Headshot. And we got him. That one's one of the very easiest. For obvious reasons, it's the starter. With that defeated, we can activate the junction. Few thousand credits, always welcome. A Furus blueprint. This requires Mastery Rank 2 to construct, as well as requiring both Alloy Plate and Neurodes, which we don't currently have in plentiful supply. We also have the Ferrite and the Salvage though that it calls for. We also have received a Taxxon blueprint. This we do have all the resources to build, so that'll be very much on the docket to do. A Taxxon is a companion which will float with us and support us in missions. We picked up a bunch of mods. We have Clashing Forest for staves. We don't have a staff as yet, but we have this for as and when we do pick up one. We have Dreamer's Bond, an aura mod. Auras affect the mission in total, not just your warframe. In this case, it would give the squad, so just me, energy over time and health over time. Unlike most mods, this actually increases the capacity of our warframes modding. So by putting this on, it'll also enable us to put on more mods, as well as giving us a benefit. We then have Northwind, a cold damage for melee, and Stormbringer, an electric mod for rifles. And we have an Orokin Reactor. This will double the mod capacity on a Warframe, Archwing or Companion. And with that, we have access to a new planet, starting with the mission E-Gate, and Exterminate. But first, with Vault here, it's currently at 15 capacity because it is rank 15. But if we grab that upgrade, install the Orokin Reactor, now we have a capacity of 30. It is going to be permanently doubled, so whatever our rank is, or our mastery rank, whichever's higher, double that, and that is the capacity we have to work with. Which means then, if we add in Dreamer's Bond, we can get even more capacity. We're going to have so much to work with. This is now higher than it would be at maximum rank. We do have a lot of capacity left over. That's not the worst thing to have, because it also means we have a lot of starting energy. We start a mission now with 105 energy, partly as a result of our extra capacity here. Now with the rest of our weapons, we can look at further upgrading Paris here. We've got a lot of extra capacity at this moment in time, and we have picked up this Stormbringer mod. We pop this onto here, we are now gaining electricity damage on the weapon. And if we fuse into this, for a bit of endo, we can increase that bonus. I'm only going to increase it 1 bit at the moment because we are getting very, very short on endo. This one, we do not have much in the way of space available, so I'm actually going to hold off. Now I'm talking about a lack of endo, but we do have a way to address this. If we head into our mods here, it says that we have 8 duplicate mods. And in fact, if we sort by duplicates, you'll see that we have them displayed here for us. Copies of redirection we absolutely do not need, and with middle mouse click, I select the entire stack at once. These mods all together, we could dissolve them down into a total of 40 endo. Whilst not a huge amount, it is still an increase for us. For now, let us complete the next mission, E-Gate on Venus. Now we've seen the Corpus already, so this is nothing new to us. What is new is that this is not a quest mission, this is a replayable mission that we can just do at any time, with the simple objective of killing the enemies, grabbing the loot, and getting out of here. And this is a particular resource, Iatan Cyan Star, which we have to interact with to pick up. Thankfully, not every item in the game requires you to do that. That would be tedious. Another resource we can pick up by interaction is these Frostleaf. We were given some codec scanners, and whilst I don't have an infinite number of them, we can scan them to gain these Frostleafs. They aren't used right now, but it is something to be aware of and will come in handy in the future. Now this particular tile, this space here, which you'll see pop up in a lot of these Corpus missions, is actually a very interesting one for training your parkour. So that platform over there is quite a distance away. The easy way to get to it would be to get on the jump wire here and just run along. However, that still takes a moment and requires you to actually get to the jump wire. So what is good about this is that it'll teach you how to parkour properly, to really get maximum distance. Because to do this, you can't just bullet jump over. That won't reach the whole distance. If you want to get over there, up, double jump and roll forwards. With a little bit of aim gliding to help you get the full distance as well. By doing that roll and aim glide, you gain additional distance, you gain additional velocity to help you get all the way across, and your reward is a variety of basic resources. There may occasionally be a rare item up here as well, but the biggest boon is to teach you to get used to that bullet jump, double jump, roll, aim glide process. If you do that correctly, you will always easily get to that platform. We have the quest Vox Solaris available to us. Now before we proceed with this next mission, there is one extra thing I needed to do. Just head over here and actually begin the constructions of these items that we have unlocked. You see, we picked up the blueprints for the Burston and the Taxon. We might as well get these building because they're not going to build in a minute. That one's 24 hours and this one is 12 hours. But now, let's get on with Vox Solaris. And we have arrived in Fortuna, an absolutely beautiful location.
A Tenno. Look, we're a Corpus operation, we are, but these people are Solaris. We work for a living. We don't need no trouble, and we don't need no one getting hurt. You want to help? Go buy something from Thursby.
If you need scrap and a snap, just talk to your junkyard diplomat. That'd be me, Thursby, Thunderstruck, Sean Unpluck, down in his luck, whatever. Tell me you want to buy something. If you really wanted to help, you could source me some supplies. Some I can sell, not this garbage. I know where the taxman keeps the good stuff. If you're up for that sort of thing, boss, head topside.
A heist? Now you're talking my language.
You ever been out on the Valis, boss? She's a miracle, she is. A blizzard in a firestorm. All thanks to the magic of rebooted Orican tech. And the blood and the sweat of so many thousands of Solaris. But, you know what Yuriko always says. She says,
Welcome to Venus. It'll kill ya.
sneak and peek, boss. Crates full of the good stuff should be nearby.
One cash found. That's going to be our next one.
Amazing.
There it is. And it looks like we're not alone. But they're looking away from me. Sneaky, sneaky.
Unbelievable!
Thursby, what are you thinking? You want an unsecured channel? You want a Corpus spy drone hearing what you're up to? Well, well, well. You're a bright spark and no mistake. Could have used you back in. Don't let me catch you running more missions for Thursby, understood?
Understood.
Hi, boss. Hugo says that if I try anything like that again, she'll rip me arms off herself. But, look at this! Yesterday, didn't have enough lucre to stay out of repo. Now, I got what I need to open my own shop.
Biz wants to speak to us. That will be the business, the very person who invited us here. Probably should have said hello to them as soon as I arrived, but let's see what they have to say.
Ah, the Tenno Yuriko mentioned. Head to the Valis if you're looking for some work. I've learned that the head of the Corpus Repo Squad has made a hit list of indebted Solaris. Before his goons can do their thing, I've got a K-bomb with his name on it.
Biz! That's not what we discussed. Wait. There's a Repo list? Who's on it? Crap. Okay. Fine. But we do this my way. No K-bombs.
99.
Tenno,
Done.
did you think I didn't notice your little heist earlier? Quite a stunt you pulled with that young... what was his name? Thursby.
He knows.
Tenno, you have to get back here before they get to him.
Let's get back. Return to Fortuna. Maybe teleporting will get us there quicker.
Thursby? Nah, you just missed him, Pete. No, I didn't do nothing. No, you don't understand. Stop!
Thursby. I was supposed to protect him, and now he's in pieces. Biz is right. Someone needs to say something. Do something. Listen, you don't have to help. You can leave Fortuna and never come back. Wouldn't blame you. This isn't your fight. Take this. There's a present in there for the mucking taxman. Why don't you deliver it to them?
Is this the fabled K-bomb?
What are you trying to do, Unico? Buy him off? You've lost it. Wait, where's my K-bomb?
It's the K-bomb!
Where's my 50 Solaris, Fortuna?
Hello, I am 50 Solaris.
Now, Sparky, get that case as close as you can to them. Now give him hell for Thursby.
Oh, I can do that. Fourth ability time.
Solaris united, and this Tenno is our messenger. Hello, man.
Get back in here. Ned won't risk destroying Fortuna with that orb. We've bought the time we need.
Okay. Yeah, getting back in. I am severely undergeared to deal with that thing.
That's right. Scuttle back to your hole.
But now is the time to press for Lievert. Head to the surface when you're ready. I've arranged a little something for you.
A little something, okay. I could do with more details, but we can work with few.
Roki lent us her personal K-drive. Fastest board in the Valis. See if you can't slip right past that spider mama. Hit the accelerator, Sparky. No hope of outgunning that orb.
Wait. Fine. I'll halt the repossessions. Is that what you want? Stop this.
Never forget, Solaris make the Valis walk. No Solaris, no Valis. Do we have an understanding?
Yes. I understand.
And we are nearly at rank 30 with Volt. Very good. Vox Solaris is complete. We have maybe not saved Thursby, but we have certainly put an end to the threat to the Solaris, at least for the next 5 seconds. One more thing from Unico. We have a Garuda blueprint, and this is the counterpart to the Gara blueprint. The Garuda one is earned once again from doing bounties, this time over on the Orb Valis rather than the Plains of Eidolon, and it also requires Kuva to construct. But now, the Tenno Guide has recommended that we complete some additional missions over on Venus, which means we've reached a pause on the quests we can do for now. Suggested we go on to an excavation mission. This will lead us towards the Mercury Junction, which itself requires that we defeat the Jackal at Phos on Venus and complete 10 waves of defense at Tessera on Venus. All of that can wait for our next episode. For now, Dan has made friends across multiple planets, and that is going to be necessary for us to be able to progress all the way to defeating the Murmur.